front page of the paper. So their main objective was to create what they called hypno-programmed assassins, people who would kill on command, popularly known as Manchurian candidates, after a book that was written in 1962 and later became a movie and then a movie again. The people would be, through drugs and hypnotism, the objective was to get people to go and commit an act of murder against their moral code and have no memory of their programming, and be amnesic even of the act after the fact often. That was just that was their main goal, but they were also trying to create couriers, people, military people that they could implant messages, send them, across dangerous areas where there were, at that time it was the Vietnam War, and deliver messages and then have them wiped from their memory in case they were captured.
Good. You should wear that every day. And then not Paul, what's your name? I'm so sorry, I forget. Joan. Joan is a Cheshire cat. You look so good as a cat, Joan. You should be a cat more often. Maybe you wouldn't be such a bitch, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. I guess I'm not in the group text because I missed the memo. I'm never invited to you guys' party and it really hurts my feelings. This is my show too. Anyways, you guys look cute. I'll just be over here in my hoodie. Hey, we're used to fairy tales being lighthearted, aren't we? Innocent, fun. Everyone lives happily ever after they learn their lesson, And that's because today, fairy tales are considered for kids, right? But it wasn't always that way. Nay, nay. Back in the day, adults told each other stories because that was just how they entertained each other, really. There was no TV, no books. But even after books,
I'm going to keep the voice crack in there because this video is going to get insane, believe me. Here's a picture of the iceberg chart we are going to be looking at today. Here at the top, you can see some general well-known trivia facts about Disneyland, but the farther down we go, the scarier, more mysterious, and more niche the topics become. For this video, we will be consulting the highest rated iceberg chart I can find, which was uploaded to the iceberg charts subreddit by Figment Fan 1982. I am also a Figment fan, so, birds of a feather. And I am going to guide you all through each and every single one of these topics. Some may be a little bit more obscure, but I'm going to try my best to relay them to all of you, my friends. We'll start off with, yes, the tip of the iceberg. Here at the top layer, with Happy New Mickey, we have Disneyland cats. Now, back around the construction of Disneyland, Anaheim had a lot of feral cats, and some found their way into the park. Now, back before California Adventure existed, they made their home inside of Sleeping Beauty Castle, actually, and you could still find them wandering around the park.
We don't just throw it away every time. So now, I'm not sure I understood all that when I first saw it, but I definitely got inspired to say, let's try the opposite. And I didn't have a clue as to how to make a hopping robot work. Not balanced in 3D. In fact, when I started, it was all just about the energy of bouncing. And I was going to have a springy thing in the leg and some actuator so that you could get an energy regime going of bouncing. And the idea that balance was an important part of it didn't come until a little later. And then, I made the one-legged, the pogo stick robots. Mm-hmm. Now I think that we need to do that in manipulation. If you look at robot manipulation, a community has been working on it for 50 years. We're nowhere near human levels of manipulation. We can, it's come along, but I think it's all too safe. And I think trying to break out of
entire cities were laid waste. National borders were redrawn, and many millions more people found themselves displaced. Over the past couple of decades, many of those living in the Middle East or parts of Africa, the Balkans, Afghanistan, and even the United States may feel, justifiably, that these troubled times have already proved the most traumatic in their recent past. Yet, globally, the Second World War was and remains the single biggest catastrophe of modern history. In terms of human drama, it is unrivaled. No other war has affected so many lives in such a large number of countries. So, what to you makes World War II the biggest catastrophe in human drama in modern history? And maybe from a historian perspective, the most fascinating subject to study?
The thing about World War II is it really is truly global. It's fought in deserts, it's fought in